All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow. Let me speak to you this morning to try to do whatever I can to stimulate thought, to put a defibrillator on our mind, at least to try to do something, at least my part, my contribution to you in this changing world that we live in, which is literally spiritually bankrupt, morally decay, and just literally reprehensible to the zenith of its term. Listen to me very closely. We are in a globalization, all right? A globalization. And I'm going to tell you what the president, what the Congress, and what the news media will not communicate to you because they're too busy playing dog and pony show with you. It's just like a mental circus. People out there playing mental gymnastics, juggling terms and concepts in order to bring about confusion. And before I really get started, let me add a portion of wisdom here. If you put any group of people together, think about it for a second, all those who are in agreement, and you determine if that basket is bringing forth good fruit or evil fruit. Now let's move forward. The younger generation, the generation that is like 20 and 30 years behind me, in other words, children that we have had, they are getting it. They are understanding that they have been forsaken, that they have been left to fend for themselves without any future prosperity whatsoever at all, unless they result to criminal activity, kind of like the way our government does. You need to understand something, is that, let me use a global corporation that used to be domestic, GM. Go look at Flint, Michigan. Go look at Michigan in general, General Motors, like a rock. Think about that for a second. They're in Mexico City. And what the news media is not telling you, I'm going to tell you. See, we're worrying about Mexicans coming over here to the United States of America and being what we would call illegal immigrants or undocumented workers. But what they're not telling you is all the Americans that are fleeing to Mexico City, fleeing to Mexico for a better life and better opportunity for themselves and their family. They're not telling you that. They're not telling you that what's going on right now is that there are more Americans that are fleeing across the border. Go check me out. Going to Mexico rather than Mexicans coming here to the United States of America. I mean, Mexico, just like China, is the land of opportunity for the future generation. And that's the reason why here in America that you notice that the children are opting into being bilingual. Cultures are fusing together now because some of them are receiving the right amount of information and the right type of information to be able to make an informed decision, to be able to think rationally, because it's obvious that our Congress is not representing the people whatsoever at all. They have enriched themselves, and they're going to continue to keep enriching themselves with the globalists. And so we are dealing with austerity measures as far as us as a people on this side right here, while they themselves are lining their pockets. I mean, with this system of this world. And so GM is set to set records. I mean, literally records of selling GM automobiles. And you know what all that's coming from? It's coming from Mexico. You know the reason why? Because you Americans with your proud union and your so-called proud heritage that's been drugged right out from under your feet, snatched out right in front of your feet. They're sick and tired of you belly aching, moaning, bawling, squalling, griping, and complaining. So guess what? The corporations, which are global, they have picked up and moved shop. Why pay you $30 an hour to do a job that you can pay a Mexican $10 an hour to do? And in their country, they can actually have a very prosperous life. And that is what's done. And now the people who own these corporations, they are getting even more rich. But I want you to understand this. Just because a corporation moves geographically from one location to the next, they're recuperating all of their yields, every single bit of it, because they don't have to pay it out in employment. Now you think about this for a second. Be you a citizen of the United States. I don't care where you go. You can go to live in the Cayman Islands. You can choose to go to Switzerland or Germany or Ireland or Africa. It makes no difference on this globe where you go. There is no American citizen that is ever out from under the term and the scope of Uncle Sam and their illegal taxation without representation with that stupid, nonsensical organization that was created in 1913 called the Federal Reserve System. I'm telling you, they have literally made sure that the tentacles of the United States of America can tax you no matter where you are at globally. They can reach out and touch it. And they will reach out and touch it. That's why a lot of people are opting out of being a citizen of the United States of America, because what benefit is it since we've been sold down the tubes? You continue to keep believing these lies that these people are selling you. You're going to, hey, many of you can't reach it. You simply can't reach it because you're either too offended, you're enjoying the welfare, the general welfare of other people's goodness, which is going to run out one day, including the general welfare of this government right here. Most of you, the only reason why you are existing right now is because you're receiving some form of government subsidiarity coming from this country right here. And when they pull Social Security right off from under your feet, when they pull welfare right off from under your feet, when they pull food stamps, you're going to see a weep and howl. And then and only then are you going to know how we as a people have been forsaken, how we have been literally run amok by the people who are playing us because of our feelings and emotions, playing us because they're trying to keep you involved with patriotism. I'm proud to be an American. Well, at least I know I'm free. Like hell, you're free. You are a terrorist to this country. Anytime you attack the establishment, when you voice your opinion, you are put on the terrorist watch list. You need to know that because they have an agenda that is not being communicated to you. And so now Americans are fleeing to go to Mexico City in order to have a prosperous life for their children. You don't believe me? Go check it out. Google it. Go check it out and Google it. I know that some of you are pessimistic. You don't like hearing this. Well, Pastor Dow, you know me. Hey, if I'm going to talk about this, I'm also going to provide solutions. That don't mean you're going to take it, but I will give it to you. The solution is come out of her, my people. The solution is be separate. That's what the solution is. The solution is getting back to homesteading, getting back to the old paths, restoring the old landmarks. That's what the solution is. That's the only alternative that you have anyway. And whether you like it or not, the decision and choice has already been made. Many of you are just simply going to be impoverished because you're ignorant, dumb, and stupid as hell. You practice the doctrine of being dumb, dormant, docile, and demoralized and demonized. And can't nobody do nothing for you. But let me tell you something. Those of you who say you listen to me, when your fear and your desolation come up on you like sudden destruction, you remember the gates of straightway is not open to your ass. Because I warned you and I told you what you should be doing. And right now you're arrogant. Right now you're proud. Right now you're haughty. And you cannot take the words of a wise man. Your warning always comes before destruction. And you don't want to hear it because you're comfortable. You're at ease in the United States of America. And you're getting ready to get the slapping that your mom and daddy has never gave you. It's coming your way. To a city, to a state, to a country near you. And you ain't going to run. You're not going to escape this. So if you want to be wise, you listen to a wise man. You want to be a fool? Keep listening to fools. Just keep on listening to them. And you're going to find out. But some of you, it's entirely too late because some of you have burned bridges in relationships. And you have burned them hard to make sure that there's never, ever, ever an opportunity to ever be crossed over again. You're going to know that this day a wise man has spoke to you because it is coming and it's already in the making. America has forsaken you. All you people out there that think you have representation by these politicians, you have been deceived. You have been run amok. It's the same old circus. It's the same old dog and pony show they keep on selling you. These politicians, every single one of us here in the United States, we have taxation and we have a heavy tax burden on us without representation. These people do not have our best interests in mind. You better get back to the old paths. You better get back to the old landmark, and no matter what, you better find some type of spirituality that is the truth, that you can receive some guidance and walk in it. Because it's not coming from the so-called knowledge and wisdom of today. You're going to gain any knowledge and wisdom in how to go forth, you're going to go back to the thing that was already established of old, the thing that was already established from the very beginning, and draw from the minds of wiser men than what we have ever been. Because America's done a job, a serious job. They have literally dumbed us down to an unprecedented level, to the point now when voices like me are crying out in the wilderness, you have literally made me an enemy. Why? Because you want to continue to keep taking the easy way, because you don't want to get off your sorry fat ass and do nothing about it. You watch and see. And those of you my enemies, you ain't never got to worry about it. There'll never be a door of opportunity ever open up to you in our community or any of the communities being developed. A wise man hears, and he takes heed, and he makes moves and changes. Whew, but some of you wait and see. Mark my words. Mark my words. You're going to remember the day that you heard this video. Whether you heard it from a pessimistic viewpoint or whether you heard it from a truthful spiritual viewpoint, and you are in the process of making means right now to preserve you and your family, I'm going to be thanked some way, somehow, even in the midst of adversity. But you're going to find out I've told you the truth. Many of you people out there involved in religious institutions, churches and stuff, these people don't have no solutions for you. Stay in the city. Wait for the Most High to come. That's not what the Bible says. No, it don't either. They have no solutions for you to get you free. They don't care nothing about you whatsoever at all. What good is it to sit here, spend hours on end to quote these scriptures and know every place that it is and don't have a lick of damn wisdom to live it? What good is it? How is that going to prosper you in any way, shape, fashion, or form? What good is it when you can sit up here and quote these scriptures and condemn everybody else because they're not walking in this way, and you can't even grow a damn bean plant? I'm telling you, you people got some serious problems, serious issues out there. I don't believe this. I don't believe that. And your unbelief is keeping you in the snare of the fowler. You deserve exactly what you get. And I'm watching people's lives being destroyed as they are under this illusion of false prosperity, and they think they're doing fine, and they think they're doing well, and they think they're doing good. Be sure the ground beneath your feet is just about to give way. And that's the truth. And that's the truth straight way. I'm going to do something that Americans are not used to doing. I'm going to work.